what's up guys? The ranked 183 player in the world has built an overpowered drill deck that's actually easy to play. Usually, drill cycle decks are at the top of the ladder and they require you to have intricate placements, never messing up defenses. Of course, using drill with evolved snowball and vines to pull your opponent's units back and freeze them in place while your goblins stab as much as you want is unfair. But the defenses with evolved cannons placements, never messing up skeletons or valkyries, it was difficult to do for most players. Now with the goblin hut and evolved witch on defense, you're going to be able to defend both sides with skeletons and spear goblins that distract and defend. Also, having skeleton king and evolved witch in the deck forces out your opponent's Mega Knights and valkyries so they don't have them for the drill. I personally stay away from goblin drill decks just because they take a lot of time to master and I don't enjoy spending all my day playing drill. It's time to assert dominance with low skill drill. And lots of witch love to everyone that's using credit code SirTag, making the high effort editing possible. All right, so this guy's got chef tower. We cannot sit idly by because we're gonna die. If we ever see someone with a chef tower and you let them get a free level 16 card when the pancakes are cooking up a storm, you are going to be crying. It is awful when you get too many level 16 cards on the field, or heck, even a level 17. It's even more scary. I'm going to try to go vines here. I would love to be able to delete all of his units, but if I'm able to kill the Electro Dragon and sacrifice my witch, it's not the worst thing in the world. Wait, my witch is still alive, and we're going to get a single shot on the tower with some skeletons springing out as well. Beautiful, because now I have an entire skeleton king, and I don't know. You know what? Screw you, dude. I'm going to pop an ability. You got a level 16 prince, but that's in the face of its most feared foe. A single skeleton army that we somehow just threw at you in your face. Oh, man. Brutal ending for our opponent. Already dead, despite it being a minute into the match, and also us not running a beatdown deck. So that's the power of running vines with pretty much anything in Clash Royale. And if you're running an uber defensive deck like ours, it's just even easier to hold on to the win for the rest of the match. So if this guy tried to cross the bridge, we had a building defense on the other side that we would have just pulled him back for centuries. And it's kind of funny how the Electro Dragon chained onto our buildings at the end and an act of defiance saying, I hate you. Okay, I kind of have a confession with this deck, guys. It might not be my strongest suit to play drill, but because the deck is so broken, it's something that I've been wanting to play for a while. Genuinely, if you have the evolved snowball with vines, the amount of crowd control that you can have on your opponent's defensive units that are supposed to counter the drill is absolutely absurd. They should be able to counter goblin drills, but they can't because their cards just can't attack. So let's see what happens here. If I can get a fly machine countered with vines, that would be superb. Please let me dine and dash and delete the fly machine. Not exactly the maximum amount of value, and we are going to lose a lot of stuff here, but it's still okay because I do have Skeleton King. So he'll be able to mop the floor the rest of his cards here, drop in our Skeleton King. When the shadow of his fly machine is in vicinity of our tower, we should be able to target that with our Princess Tower, so I'm not that worried. Also, we still have one little straggler, one last Spear Goblin left over, able to clean up the rest of our opponent's cards. So I think I want a Fire Spirit here on top of the Zappies just so we don't end up taking too much damage. And overall, we're currently up by quite a lot, so we'll take that. Usually would like to cycle the witch really low in the back, so then when our opponent gets royal recruits, they're not going to be able to get directly on top of our witch, and he can't snipe it with a fly machine. Those type of considerations are always things that I'm thinking of. And I also would like to drop our witch more so geared in the back left. I kind of dropped it more close to the goblin hut so he can fireball this. This is a little bit of a misplay, but hopefully it doesn't come back to bite me in the butt. We're going to cycle our Skeleton King here. Oh, fortunately for us, he just has vines and he does not have a big spell that's scary. Love for some skeletons to sprinkle down and give us some value, but it is what it is. Honestly, I think it's okay for us to just go this. Maybe not even plop the Skeleton King ability. Going for vines depending on what happens here. We also have Snowball. Honestly, he's probably going to bar barrel this, so I'm not going to go vines. Wait, what's happening here? Dude, this is crazy work. We're going to vines because I don't want the Zappies to stop our witch from putting in wondrous amount of work. Cleaning up the rest of his Goblin Cage evolution so it doesn't even get a counter push is insane. That doesn't feel like it should be real, but we'll take it. It's quite the deal. So again, I mess up with the witch. I got to cycle. I mean, it doesn't matter because he has vines, but it could have been bad. Again, I'm like not thinking super hard whenever I'm playing the witch evolution. It just reduces my brain cells, I believe. Let's throw a drill more so geared in the back and then drop a Skeleton King ability so we can keep our witch alive a little bit longer since it doesn't have the heal. Unfortunately, the vine just held everything in place. That sucks for me, but it is what it is. I should be able to get another witch evolution down here and then maybe get back to a goblin hut just to be able to take the targeting from his fly machine. Then I'm going to go for a fire spirit and maybe even drop a snowball if I absolutely need to. But this should win us the game if we get enough counter push here. So let's plop down our Skeleton King right now. drop our drill in the back because the Skeleton King is going to get targeted first. Now he has to deal with the front and the back, and he's obviously going to drop our recruits in the front. So then we can go vines directly on the rest of the stuff. Snowball here. I should just be able to win the game with this snowball and drill spam. It's not even that hard to do, and it's so free because opponents can't stop the front and the back attack when you have multiple stuns and lockups at the same time. Evo Witch hitting their tower from the front and Goblin Drill from the back with Snowball, Evolution, and then Vines is absolutely unfair. And we've drilled our way up to 8,400 in the world. All right, hopefully we can win the rest of the games right now. I have to lock in because, again, drill is not my specialty. This deck is not my forte. I'm pretty bad with it. I should have cycled more snowballs in the last game, I think, so then I could have got to the evolution. Genuinely, Evolve Snowball is one of the most broken things in the game, especially when you're pairing it with Vines, because it's basically saying that the opponent can't cross. They can't do anything to you. And that's not how the game should be played in my eyes. We're going to straight up Vines this so we don't take any more Rocket Man damage. Oh, he's trying to get frisky with me too. You know, I don't respect that or appreciate that when you're running Goblin Drill counters, potentially. You know, I just want to win the game, and I want to go to the next one if you're running Chef Tower. Oh, my goodness. This snowball is stupid, but I have to do it. We got to stupefy you with our strategies. If he drops anything in front of that, then I have to Fire Spirit and have to hit all the minions. If not, then I think it's fine. You know what? The snowball worked out. Bro did not drop anything in the bridge. I totally thought he was going to break the bridge with a 6 elixir Goblin Giant or something. He has the Chef Tower with a Pancake level up, and he's not using it. What is this guy doing? All right, let's force him to drop something with a Fire Spirit. That's 300 damage. You can't ignore that any longer. Beautiful. So this is one of those things where if I cycle the Goblin Hut early, I can still space out my Witch and not give him as much spell value. We'll see what he's packing. I don't want to get caught empty-handed with nothing on defense. Also, let's run it. Let's go for our Witch here. Let's cycle our Berserker and then even go in for maybe even a Giant Snowball and then Vines afterwards, and everything's like clumped up so we can get more splash damage. Yes, sir. Look at that Fire Spirit. It's going to go and serenade you to Sad Song of Defeat, brother. This is awesome. I don't like that our Witch is getting near our tower because obviously it's going to sprinkle on some extra damage with his splash damage hitting our Witch and our tower. But it is what it is. He is not a part of the solo arts. He's a part of the 3-hit squad with the Goblin Machine, Goblin Giant, and Evolve Witch. He is totally packing 3 annoying cards in one. I don't know why he's got that clan. Maybe solo arts because he doesn't have any friends because he plays this deck. That's generally what happens when you play Goblin Giant for too long. People start hating you. Oh, man, I can't tell you. My comment section, you guys give me an unlimited amount of hate when I play these decks. They're like, unsubscribe, unlike, I will report you. I'm like, oh, no, not like that. I didn't know you guys took the game that seriously. But yeah, you should never hate the player for playing these decks. You should just hate the game for like not nerfing it because this should not be allowed, the deck that he's playing. Fortunately for us, it kind of disallows it. Our deck destroys it. So if you guys want to win more often against these Goblin Giant strategies, this would probably be one of the few decks that does beat it 9 times out of 10. Also, we are going to have an awesome adventure where he spams more stuff into us. Let's go in for a Witch here and probably just get away with a good drill spam. Yet again, there's nothing he can really do. If he decides to go in for Vines, we have Berserker. If he decides to go Mini P.E.K.K.A., we can knock it back with the Giant Snowball. And then we're going to go for a Vines. So then we just hold the Mini P.E.K.K.A. in place. And he's just sitting there like, what's happening? Where are all my cards going? I have to clean up the Evolved Witch too. And there's not much you can do, brother. We're just getting witches on witches on witches. And we're eating everything up. Oh, this is the most fun interaction of the day, guys. You ready for it? Are you ready, fam? All right. Giant Snowball with the drill. This game is utterly over. Anything he drops gets steamrolled, and he didn't even want to try it, because if he dropped a Mini P.E.K.K.A., it was just going to get knocked out of the way to the Shadow Realm. After mercilessly slaughtering Goblin Giant, we pushed up to 7,300 in the world. Yo, we got another one here. We're going to be dropping good luck and definitely doing it for our drill. Usually we will snowball things that are bait cards, and if it's going to be a Valkyrie, that's also an opportunity. Imagine pushing away the Valkyrie and then the goblins lock on the tower and we launch up like 400 damage lead. Not necessarily something that most people would do, but because I'm cycling towards the evolution and usually Valkyrie decks are more so geared towards defense, I don't think that there's going to be any threat of an impending bridge spam that would screw me over. We'll see though. I'm going to Fire Spirit on this Fire Spirit and then jump on the next Fire Spirit from the Furnace. I don't love this for us, but hey, I am trying my hardest to get good interactions only, all right? That's our game plan. Oh, this guy's got Graveyard. So if we're playing against Graveyard, I think it's in our best interest to go Berserker here, throw down another drill, and minimize the damage potential for him as well, just because it's going to be a chip damage war. Also, Fire Spirit connecting. Yo, I don't think this is smart at all. What am I doing? I am always going in for those snowballs. There's no shot that that's peak brain rot and working. It's fine, but also at the same time, spending a lot of elixir on that, I'm not at the evolution just yet. Damn. Yo, that was painful to watch that fire spirit do the dance and jump on my tower. That's just beautiful for him and awful for me. Every time I see that, I'm sad. Wait, he's vinesing with the Valkyrie on my tower. All right, wait. You don't have that much elixir if you're going to do that. You really don't. I don't know if you're able to defend this anymore, my guy. You're going to Berserker, but I'm going to go Berserk. I'm cycling Skeleton King ability. I have the Skeleton King and the Witch, and this is a delicious snack. Thank you for going in for the chip damage with the Valkyrie on the other side, and then not having any extra elixir and just giving us a win on a silver platter. That's what happens when you're using vines. If the opponent overcommits and you have vines on offense, you can just plop it down with your support cards that are counter pushing. You don't even have to have like a fully fledged win condition like a Golem or a Goblin Giant. They'll just win the game with annoying cards like an Evolved Witch and a Skeleton King. This bro is absolutely not allowed to cross the bridge. We're to go for a Giant Snowball, throw down our Berserker, and have him just be sad. Well, no skeletons spring onto our tower in time. Yo, Vito, what's up, man? So we're going to try to go for drills when we get the opportunity, but if you're not cycling anything, Giant Snowball is going to be an okay play since we get towards the evolution. And if you're still not dropping things, we'll go for a Fire Spirit. So he's going to have vines, and he drops them out of cycle, which is really nice. Oh, the Valkyrie. I hope it doesn't go back towards the drill. Don't go back towards the drill. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. And also, the other best thing about this is we can go in for the Skeleton King last possible second. Or wait, we don't even need to. We can drop the Skeleton King in the face of his Witch, and then he'll probably not be able to kill our Witch. His poison doesn't do enough. He needs a little bit more love. He can't kill our Witch immediately. He'll probably go Barbarrel, so we don't want to drop our Skeleton King ability too soon. Now we can go for a Berserker and maybe even Vines. Yes! Beautiful. He doesn't have Barbarrel. He lost his Ice Wizard. I think this game is already locked up as a win. Small interactions, winning bridge battles like that, knowing that the opponent can't properly kill your Witch, then they have to go Barbarrel, and then knowing that because he wasn't able to use Barbarrel on the Skeleton King ability, then he was going to die if I popped the ability and then just Vines with it to hold everything in place and keep my Skeleton King alive at 1 health. Those are the small things in Clash that separate people that aren't really ranked in Ultimate Champion from people that are ranked. If you guys are able to win games faster, you're able to push up a lot more and have a more consistent battle log of wins. It's always nice to collect free, fast wins against these people with Valkyrie and Vines and Graveyard, because if it doesn't end up as a fast, fun early match, it's going to extend to the late game where they use Evolved Valkyries, and your only way of winning is using the Evo Snowball to push the Valkyrie off of your Goblin Drill so you can collect damage. All right, so we have found a 581 finisher. Let's lock in. This guy's got Pancake Tower, so we have to force him to make the first play. It's always awful if you just wait around and let these people just thrive in their element, cycling their pancakes on their annoying cards. Bro's got Heal Spirit, so it's probably going to be a Goblin Giant deck or a weird Giant Prince deck. I think that the Heal Spirit versions are way more scary as well because their cards just stay alive longer when you're not expecting them to. So we're going to go Berserker since it has a lot more damage here. And then I'm also going to go and chuck Skeleton King a bit later. I like going Berserker with Vines. It's a bit more bang for my buck. And I don't think that I'm going to keep the Skeleton King here alive, but maybe. Oh, let's go. That's huge. I'm going to plop the ability now. That's probably not the best thing, but it will definitely force something from our opponent. If I Snowball, it's not worth it. He's going Heal Spirit. He's spending an extra elixir anyway. I think I have to Fire Spirit here. I mean, this guy is high ranked with an annoying deck. You hate to see it. You hate to see someone that knows how to play the most broken things in the game at some points. Holy heck. All right. I kind of want to go other lane. So then when he gets counter pushing, he's going towards the healthiest tower. So that's just better for me objectively. And yeah, it's going to be harder for him to get a good trade. If I go Witch on the left side, I think that's fine since it is an evolution. And we're getting so much damage. Wait, he is kind of now in a deplorable spot. That's where we want to be for our peak brain rot. I bet you if we go for a Skeleton King here, we're going to win against that. And then maybe even get a good counter push. Hopefully the Skellies just die. I'm going to eat the Fire Spirits here. I really want him to not Goblin Giant in the right lane. I really want him to not Goblin Giant there. And he does it. That sucks. We can still drop a Skeleton King ability and then maybe even go in for like Vines on top of the Furnace to kill it with Skeletons, hopefully. If our Skeletons can kill an entire Furnace, that would be awesome. Let's go. And the Witch on the left lane is putting in wild damage. And the Spear Goblin too is going to tank, so then I can go Berserker immediately after with the Princess Tower helping out. And Spear Goblin spawning as well. Beautiful. Okay, cool. So, kind of like this for us. I want to go in for a Fire Spirit with the Drill. So when he drops something on the Drill to counter it, the Fire Spirit will also launch on whatever units. No, he just sacrificed a heal spirit. Diabolical work. Oh, man. Yeah, I knew he was going to go in the right lane, so I had to go Skeleton King and Witch in that side just in preparation because he's not going to go towards a 4,000 HP tower. He's never going to do that to himself. I got to go Skeleton King ability here, and I should be able to shut this down if I can just clean up those minions. I don't think I have to worry about them anymore, and there's no shot that that furnace is even presenting any type of problem. I think I have to Fire Spirit so I can sack that against the Prince. Then I can unbelievably stack up more goblins. We got the arsenal of stab goblins and spear goblins coming together for the defensive sequence of the big 2025 that you've never seen. Spear goblins from the Goblin Hut and goblins from the drill. It's honestly quite the thrill to have the skeletons from the Skeleton King 2. 3 different ways of profusely pooping out spawners that the opponent just does not want to see. Everywhere this top 500 player looked, he saw a stinky bait card crushing his heart and his soul. Drill the like button, subscribe for more daily content, and have an amazing rest of your day.